I always learn so much from models, even when I'm designing a building, and when I make a model, I can really feel the space in a different way. So the roof does come off, but not all the interior walls are on there, but you can get a sense of that space. So when we were asked to design this project, which we're really excited to be working on, we wanted to respond to the site conditions and to the program in a way that produced a building that was extremely efficient and simple to build and created beautiful, exquisite spaces. So when we went to the site and researched it online first, it's nicely set off of the road, but the road noise is present. And so it opens up to this beautiful, has everyone seen this site? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It opens up to this beautiful sort of meadow. It's just absolutely lovely, as you can see in the photographs. And so we wanted to think about the building kind of growing out of that site and in a way sort of closing off a bit to the road and really opening up to that meadow. It's a passive house, and so all of the windows are carefully placed to provide the most energy efficient design. On the renderings, on the first 2 pages, Bruce had asked that we give a couple options for siding possibilities, and so it's not all of these. This is one option, which is a vertical wood that's left natural to gray. This is another that uses a vertical hardy panel. You could even use a corrugated. And then the one on the next page shows it with a wood siding. So to walk you through the plans, one of the first things that Bruce told us, and you can see the proposed site plan on the next page. One of the first things he mentioned was the size of the house and the number of bedrooms that we wanted to get within that size. And my partner, Otto Stonorov, and I, we love small-scale work. We love fitting things in and making all of the spaces as efficient and that you're using every inch of space. So we thought it was great. It was challenging. So we wanted to get 1,200 square feet, 3 bedrooms, and our first thought was, okay, so stairs take up a lot of space. So they're also complicated to build. So what if we made this thing a single story, which makes it really attractive to people of all ages as you get older. Some people want to avoid houses that have lots of stairs also. So we wanted to have a simple roof line, so we chose this elongated shed that is lower in the bedrooms and then opens up to this beautiful great room that has all of the windows and the sliding glass doors. In terms of materials, we wanted the majority of the house that you weren't going to really interact with as much to be very inexpensive and very simple. So on that first rendering, we show them that as being a hardy panel, which we need to work on the embodied energy in that used to produce it, but it's a very simple, inexpensive material. And what we did put more of a rich material into was that inset porch. So that's one of the main features, and you can see it in that model over there. But when you enter the house, you walk along the path, and then there's this large inset deck. So that provides a covered entry. It provides shade in the summer when it's pouring rain or sleeting like our gorgeous weather today. You're covered. So you come in this door here, and if you want to follow on the plans, I'll walk you through. And when you enter this enclosed deck, covered deck, you're wrapped in a beautiful warm wood. So that's where we really decided it's a pretty small amount of area, actually, of wall area, but that's where the wood that's more expensive is placed, because that's where you're going to live. And this is what opens up to that meadow. So you come in, there's a great mudroom. Everyone loves a mudroom in Vermont. We all know they're kind of essential. There's a built-in bench here that has a window facing south, and then a closet. And then you walk into the main space, and I've lived with this kitchen multiple times in different houses. It's such a great kitchen. The bar and then an island, it's really efficient. It works really well. And then we just provided this pretty ample open space for couch and dining. And the dining has this nice flow that can open up to the deck with a door. So then one of our key design goals was to consolidate all of the plumbing. So kitchen wet wall is connected to the bathroom, and that mech room is right next door. So all of the plumbing and heating needs are right there. And then we used a single hallway and carefully divided these rooms so that they each had a pretty nice big closet. This one actually gets 2. There's another closet here at the end of the hall. So for such an efficient house, there's actually quite a bit of storage. And that's the plan. It's as tight and efficient as you could get it. The windows we kept with a simple repetition along the south wall, and then they carry around. The north elevation, which isn't shown in the renderings, but if you turn to page A 3.0, you can see all of the elevations. On the north side, they're much smaller because, as we know, they get really beaten in the winter, so they wanted to be as minimal as possible to meet passive standards. A couple of weeks ago, a week or two ago, we were asked to look at the option of adding a second half bath. And so the plans on A2.1 are showing 2 possible options for adding that second bathroom. So again, we wanted to keep that core really tight so you're not suddenly having to run plumbing and drainage to other parts of the house.
Natalia, could you just point out the difference between the two?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the top one here, which is 3A2.1, this gives you if you come down the hallway, can everyone sort of see what I'm pointing to? So you walk down the hallway, the bedrooms are relatively the same. You still have a closet at the end of the hall, but if you turn right, you get a slightly different entry to the master bedroom. Rather than it entering off of the main hallway, you get a little bit of a separate entrance. And there's a long row of storage, shelves along that wall, so you're getting more storage there. The washer and dryer now has its own space, and there's additional storage there as well. And then if you travel further along that hall, there's a little half bath.
And where were the washer and dryer originally?
They are in the main bathroom under the counters. So the counter is built out so it's deep enough that it can have doors in front of it, but have the washer and dryer in that main bathroom. And in the plan below it, which is pretty fun, this one has, if you start down that hallway to the bedrooms, there's a small half bath right there, so it's really convenient for sort of informal use. And then the washer and dryer are next to that off of the hallway. And then you turn the hall, and the mech room is now perpendicular to the kitchen. And the bathroom takes up that whole long wall with a full height storage when you first walk in, that then turns and has a window with the sink below it, and then the shower on that end wall.
So are the bathrooms accessible? We need to have at least one ADA bathroom.
Okay. They do not have a 5-foot turning radius in them.
Yeah,
That was not, that,
That's one of the requirements. Didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's a requirement
That is
for
one of the things we have to
VHCD
have.
grant as well.
Yeah.
okay. We
Or
can,
maybe you can speak to that, Beth. No, you
I
don't,
work
okay.
in home ownership.
I
They
mean-
called it the visitability requirements, and I think it was so that doorways are large enough to be wheelchair accessible and
So does the whole house have to be ADA?
I don't know.
Not the whole house, but the
Like the
first
hallway?
floor, if it's a one-story.
So all the
If it's
doorways,
a two-story-
all the turning
Yeah.
radiuses? Okay.
Okay.
I
that's-
think it does.
That's important.
That is
Do you
very
recall
important.
that?
I know.
Could
filling
you-
out
could
the
you
ACV
send us-
grant, that was one of the questions.
If you could send us
Yeah.
For the bathroom
wherever it's
or
laid out in the
For the house.
document, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Probably the first.
Again, you know, nobody's gonna bark up our butts about it, but that is one of the things we're supposed to consider.
Oh, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
all for that, so that's great, but it wasn't
Yeah.
designed with that parameter.
But it looks like that room with the water, is that the water heater in there, the mechanical room?
Yeah, we're
Looks
just
like
showing-
there's enough room in there to steal some
I'm
space for
pretty
the
sure-
bathroom.
Would a mechanical room have to qualify?
No, but just
but
let me
that's
comment
space.
on that. The hybrid hot water heater needs a certain amount of volume in a room to work. It
Okay.
extracts heat from the air
Ah.
and turns it into hot water.
Huh.
The room could be smaller if the room is vented. In other words, the door has a big venting grill,
Mhm.
but the hybrid hot water heaters are a little noisy when the fan's running. So if it's in a tight room of the proper volume, the noise levels in the house will be more acceptable. So we were grappling with that issue. Also, putting the mechanical room on an exterior wall is a secondary issue, but if our ventilator sits in this mechanical room, I think we would have to take a ceiling chase in this bathroom and run the venting to the north wall. But,
Do you know what that ceiling chase is? Is it 5 inches, 4 inches?
it's a 6-inch duct with maybe 2 inches of foam insulation, and so it would have to be like a 12 by 12
That was
chase.
plenty big.
So that, we'd have
That
to
room's
accommodate for
plenty
that.
Yeah.
You could frame the bathroom wall down to an
Easily,
8 foot. and
easily, because we got
that's
plenty
in-
of height.
There,
That
yeah,
the
yeah,
ceiling
that's
goes up
huge.
like 9 feet there.
Yeah, it could go up
Plenty
high
room there.
for the bathroom. If-
But it'd be really good to know if the whole, what level of accessibility,
Does
just
the
so we can
ADA
design to-
requirement include a roll-in shower too?
No.
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 We built a house where one of the parents had cerebral palsy
Yeah.
and was not wheelchair bound, but would undoubtedly end up that way.
Yeah.
And we did build a roll-in. The other ones is just that you don't want, I believe, you don't want your bathroom fixtures and your hallway has to be wide enough to accommodate.
And that's probably why they call it the visitability.
Visibility.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll have to get the requirements on that.
Yeah.
okay.
But it's not even what you've built in the past for somebody, it's what the federal regulations are for this
Yeah.
loan that we're getting.
Yeah.
And that's completely doable. We just need to know what the requirements are.
And I would assume access to the deck, I mean, everything is gonna be affected by visitability. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Basically, getting into the house is an issue also.
Yeah, so if you have a slab on grade,
It makes it easy, because the ranch is a lot easier than being up 2 feet.
It's true, but Polly's gonna wanna design it.
Right.
Yes.
She's not gonna want you to tack a ramp on it.
this is true.
Right.
Where's the,
I'm just warning you.
Well, there seems
We are
to be,
architects, by the way.
I don't believe that you would have to do anything to it at this point, and then it would be, it would be this house that we have, we just kind of ran the driveway up a little bit, so it does not have this big a porch, but you do enter a porch, and it just,
But it's level.
flat.
It's flat, yeah.
The concrete deck is flat, porch floor is flat with the, but I would not see that this was a problem, whether the door
Is it a step up to the deck?
It would be, because your slab on grades are about 6-inch slab or
Right.
4-inch slab. Normally the deck is then just a little bit lower for ease of waterproofing.
Yeah,
So it would
we'll
be-
just have to look at the specs
I
and see,
think we've always had steps to get into other houses.
but we're getting this grant.
But the others have had grants too, so we'll just look at the
Okay.
specs. and
Yeah.
We'll just
see
look
what-
at the
yeah,
specs
just
and
look.
quickly get them to you.
Yeah.
Great.
There seems to be plenty of room in that living, just
That
living
wall-
room, that can
that wall
slide
could
over and
screen
give you
off.
plenty of space over there. That's a pretty generous living, dining space.
Well, and you would not, if the counter, were shortened just slightly, we wouldn't have any problem moving around here, you know, because we're just.
Is it a possibility to make the home a little longer or wider by a little bit, or is?
It's all, I mean, that's no problem for us. It's
Right.
all money, so
Well,
we,
if we're talking like another 2 or 3 feet in length or width, it's not
so we
really
did,
affecting budget much at all.
we did in option 3, or 3A 2.1, the house is longer to accommodate for that bathroom
Oh, I
layout.
see.
So it was 54'9"
Yep.
on the original feet, and it went up to 58'4".
Right.
That changed, it didn't change in width, but that changed the interior square footage from 1,245 to 1,320,
Okay.
just so you have that, the impact of that.
Okay. A couple options here.
Yeah, there's